Deep night fell on the quiet coastal town, shrouding it in darkness and mystery. The waves whispered lazily against the stone cliffs, as if trying to convey something important. At that moment, the sea looked like a huge mirror of darkness, in which the stars were reflected, as if they were witnesses of the coming event. On the deserted beach stood an old lighthouse in which no fire had burned for years. Its rotating beams had once illuminated a safe path for mariners, but now there was only emptiness and the shadow of long-forgotten memories. But the night brought something mysterious. Strange points of light began to flicker on the surface of the sea, like stars that had descended to earth. From the dark waters rose the shadows of sea creatures that had lost their guises as a result of sinister spells. Among them was Ariadne, a mermaid with eyes the color of the ocean depths. Her hair, like a scattering of sapphires, glittered in the light of the lighthouse. Ariadne's heart sank in anticipation, for this night was destined to be the event the waves whispered about. In the distance came the sad lament of the watermen, an entity entangled in a tragic story of love and betrayal. The waterman, who had lost his beloved in the dark waters, wandered among the coastal rocks, and his cries were like a voice to the winds and stars. The fates of Ariadne and the waterman were intertwined that night. The mermaid and the waterman, doomed to wander endlessly between light and darkness, found themselves involved in a mystical dance of fate. But the forces of the dark past were not going to let go of their victims. The waterman, bereft of his beloved, vowed to bring her back from the darkness of eternity. Ariadne, however, realized that her bright waters were now filled with the bitterness of the past. A storm rose in the darkness, like a reflection of the character's inner struggles. The sea foamed, the waves crashed against the shore, and at that moment it seemed as if the elements themselves were joining in the dance of fate. The tops of the waves shimmered with sparkling lights, creating a whirlwind of magic and ancient spells. In the darkness, the water began to churn, and from its depths rose the terrifying guises of forgotten sea gods, eager to interfere in this human world. Ariadne and Vodyanoi, united in the face of dark prophecy, became the last hope for salvation. With their magical powers, they rose up against the elements to rewrite their history, break the chains of the past, and save the world from the might of sinister forces. The night continued its mysterious course, but in this moment, the light forces of water and the darkness of the watermen met in a duel that would decide their fate. A whirlwind of magic pierced the air, fire and water met in a culmination of forces, and at that moment the entire coastal city froze in anticipation of the outcome of this mystical battle.